you can just stop drawing. Go ahead, stop drawing forever. But first, listen to this. You're a human being capable of drawing, who has the skill and the will to learn and get better, and you're still considering quitting? Okay, you're not liking your art recently, and that's okay. Or maybe you've never liked it before. Anyway, I will guide you step by step through my 3 tips that are gonna help you not only loving your art again, but getting better as well. And all of this in just 1 week. By the way, I'm Matt. I drew a whole 80 pages fully illustrated fantasy art book in only 3 months. And thanks to these 3 tips, I never considered quitting once. So one of the first reasons that make us hate our drawings is because we stop too early. Now let me explain. Have you ever felt like you were improving in the span of like 10 minutes, like something clicks in your brain and you just improve? It's not that you're actually getting better, but it's just that your mind and your hands are getting warmed up and set in the mood of drawing. Let me make you an example so you understand it better. When you go to sleep, do you just snap your fingers and fall asleep? Now this is not how it works. You get ready, you get your pajama on, you turn off the lights and you start reading something. You get under the cover, kind of feel a little sleepy, and then you stop reading and start sleeping, right? Like, it's not a thing that happens in a split second. It has to follow some steps before you actually fall asleep. And it's the same with drawing. So if you have in mind a final piece that you want to draw, don't just start with that. Otherwise it's gonna look shit. The first lines are gonna be wobbly and the forms are gonna look flat, and you're gonna stop right away saying, oh, I hate my art, I wanna stop, I wanna quit. If you wanna prevent this, you have to start with a little warm-up. And warming up is not just for sports or for the gym. So before drawing, start with a warm-up. Now I'm gonna guide you step by step on how to do it. Listen here. The warm-up is composed by 3 exercises. The whole warm-up doesn't have to last more than, 10-15 minutes, otherwise it's gonna get an actual drawing session. So the first one is basic 3D shapes. So start with a couple of boxes, a couple of spheres, a couple of cylinders, cones. Do 3D shapes in space. Don't worry about how they come out, just draw. Right? You can get into the next step, that is poses. Now I want to get better at poses, but you can replace poses with whatever you want, as long as you do them for a short amount of time and you do many of them. So what I do is draw, for example, 5 poses, 1 minute each, so 5 minutes in total. And this warms up your hands so much and helps your brain to draw faster and to synthesize forms. But you can do whatever you want, landscapes, faces, whatever you want to get better at. I suggest poses because it's easy and quick, and you, like the website Quick Poses helps you with that. The third thing that you have to do, it's a little longer, you can choose to do it or not, it depends on how serious you want your final piece to be, is to do a couple of studies on the actual final piece that you're gonna draw. So if you're gonna draw a tank, do a couple of studies of the mechanisms of the how it structures, how it works, get a couple of images, draw a couple of tanks like really quick, and then you can move to your final piece. If you do this, your final piece is gonna look so much better than if you just started drawing right away without any form of a warm-up. By the way, good job if you're still here. This means that you're choosing to watch an educational drawing video instead of some random scrolling on TikTok or whatever, so you have my respect. You might as well check out my program From Stuck to Creative Machine, which explores all the reasons why you may feel stuck, and through actionable steps and exercises helps you build motivation, develop your skills, and finally be able to work on that project. Now, warm-up is a good first step, but it's not gonna make you love art right away, right? If you warm up and your final piece still looks bad, you're not gonna love your art, are you? So with this tip, we're gonna get so much better at drawing, and all of this in just the span of a week. Let me explain. Let's use our brain here real quick. If you don't like your art, it's probably because it kind of is bad. I mean, it's your brain telling you that you should get better. Maybe because other people are better than you and you keep seeing better art than yours. And why just using little tricks to make you love art again, change your mindset, if you can actually get better and finally love your art because it's actually lovable, because it's a good piece of art, right? So how do you do this? You study art. You get better at your craft. This doesn't sound appealing at all. Like, I could have told you a random tip, for example, change your mindset and start seeing the beauty of your art and like make you love art for 1 day and then stop. But if you actually get better, you're really gonna love your art in the long run. To make this a little bit more appealing, we can compress this in the span of a week so we can see big improvements in a short amount of time, and this is gonna build up motivation so we can continue studying. So what you have to do during this week is to create a study plan, a schedule that is gonna help you to know what to study and when to study, so you can study as hard as you can for the whole week. You're gonna improve so much in a week, and as I said, this is gonna make you build motivation as you see improvements, and then you can continue improving and start loving your art once and for all. So if you want to know how to make a study plan, if you want to know how to make a schedule, I made a video about it and you can find it here, so go watch it after this one. I know many people won't do this step that I just told you because it's not easy, it's not appealing, you have to actually start drawing instead of just do a mind little trick, but I hope you are one of them, because you don't know how better you feel after you see that what comes out of your hand and pencil is actually a good piece of art, and you don't have to force yourself to like what you make. You're gonna like it because it looks good, and other people are also gonna tell you that it looks good. Now, even if you committed every day to draw, it's not easy to get past the second day, but there is a little mindset shift that is gonna help you go through this little phase at the beginning and actually get better. The thing that you have to do is to remember that what you're drawing is just studies. It's not a final piece. It's not something that you have to print out and show everybody. Nobody's gonna see it. You can just draw it and then erase it or burn it or throw it away. So what you have to do for this little step is to stop judging your studies like they are you. Many people think that they are their drawing. If you make a bad drawing, you're bad. If you make a good drawing, you're good. It's like exercises in the gym. You want to get a better physique, so you do many push-up sessions, many push-up sets, and each push-up is gonna help you get better, and the end goal is the physique. While you draw, every exercise is helping you to get better, and the final pieces, how you're gonna be in 1 year, is the final goal. So don't focus on the small little sketch that you made that looks so bad. Like, you're not gonna focus on the push-up that you did where your form was wrong. So you make a bad sketch, just ignore it. Continue, don't even erase it so you can laugh at it in the future, okay? Now, after a week of implementing this, there is no reason you're not gonna get better, and you're not gonna see your art with another perspective. You're gonna love it so much more. Now, if you still feel stuck, you can check my program. I'm sure you won't regret it. But if you don't want to, you can just watch this video on how to get addicted to your drawing, and that's fine too. Now start following me if you're serious about your art, and see you in the next one.